We just won our 8th game in the Champions League phase. Yet, despite having a 100% record, winning every single game, I find myself a little bit frustrated and let down after that one. We're up against Kairat. And the reason I'm not elated, and maybe I'm being harsh, but it's just, it feels like, we got the 7 wins, already qualified. This game really didn't mean much. Yet, that second half performance, oh my God, it's really quite alarming. And it felt like a certain player came on in that second half, and that certain player instantly affected the team in a negative way. And it turned into, for me at least, this is really rare for me. I'm being 100% honest and open with you guys. I don't do this when I watch football, but it turned into a little bit of a hate watch for that particular player. And that particular player is Martin Odegaard. It genuinely did turn into right, let's watch Odegaard and see what he does. Okay, so he comes on for Kai Havertz. I mean, first of all, Kai Havertz makes his first start in 358 days, I think it is, since February, the beginning of February last year. We haven't seen him start a competitive game. So very frustrating that he's only been given another 45 minutes today. He got 10 minutes a couple of games ago. I was hoping he would get the full 90 or at least 70. But no, okay, fair enough. So Odegaard comes on, and I'm thinking we're up against Kairat. I mean, look at the first half domination. You see this, you see the stats, you think, fine, I completely get it. Arteta is just giving Havertz a little bit of a breather. Get Odegaard on. Why not? Oh my God, he's stunk up the place. And it's against Kairat at home in the Champions League at the Emirates. It's just great occasion, very low skill opposition. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's Kairat. Okay, they really aren't a particularly great team, and we were so much worse. We really, really were. And it wasn't just Havertz coming off. It was because of Odegaard coming in. In my opinion, it felt like we lost, basically, it's such a horrible word to use in this day and age, but it felt like we lost aura. Now, I don't mean aura as in this current generation of aura. Alfie, my dog's whining at me. Probably wants to go out to the toilet for a pee break. Just give me a minute. I need to get this off my chest. Okay, so aura, to me these days, when you say aura, it's like the way you walk down the street and you strut your stuff, right? But I mean footballing aura. Odegaard doesn't really have that. So why? Why doesn't Odegaard bring something in a game like this when he comes on in the second half? It's because he's weak, and it's because he's not confident right now, okay? He's not physical at all. There was a moment midway through the second half, he's jumped up for a header. There's a couple of Kairat players around him. I think one more player jumps with him. And I kid you not, Odegaard jumps half a foot, maybe a foot off the ground, and flops. He was not pushed over. He just jumped, couldn't reach it, and he kind of just tumbles. And I'm watching this and just thinking, oh my God, it's just embarrassing. And it's easy to make the argument, it's too physical for him. But the Champions League isn't as physical. But when you look at the Premier League, how it's evolved over the last, let's just say, one season, 18 months, 2 years, it's gone from the Odegaards that joined us and absolutely slapping teams up with Saka, by the way. I remember it. I remember it really well, and I love Odegaard for it. That period was incredible. But the Premier League was actually different. It has changed so much that I think it's evolved beyond him. His skill set is not suited for this current physical. It's so duel heavy. You need to win your duels. It's all free kicks, long throws. I don't particularly like it, but I think that's the answer, guys. I think we have moved beyond where his skills reside. He is still a quality player. He will absolutely still have good games for Arsenal. I'm 100% sure of it, but he needs to come out of this team. It is quite simple for me. I don't want him starting on the weekend against Leeds. That is such a tricky game. People seem to just think that's an easy 3 points. It's really not. I don't want to see him there. I really don't. And if he goes in this summer, which I think we could be potentially better off at this point to let that happen, he will go on to the Bundesliga or maybe in Spain or whatever, and he'll do very well. I think he'll do really well because that's the kind of player he is. He's a technician. And I think, unfortunately, the Premier League, especially this season, is more physical than it's ever been. There's more running, and he's good at running. He's good at pressing, but he's not physical enough. But anyway, enough about Martin Odegaard. I just wanted to get that off my chest because if he's struggling against Kairat, I think that explains a lot about the Premier League. It was amazing to see 2 fresh faces. We've got Brando Bailey-Joseph, electric winger, had a couple of moments where I thought, oh, nice. Obviously didn't get a goal or an assist because we were shocking in this second half, but amazing for him. What a moment. But then Ibrahim, I have seen this kid on, I think I saw a little montage. Now, obviously, with these montages, you're seeing the best bits. He looks like a very calm, ice cold, composed midfielder. Yeah, I mean, a great moment for him as well. Unfortunately, when he came on, we then conceded. I don't think it was his fault, but the penalty, by the way, you know, people are going to say, oh, 3-2, they scored 2 goals. I mean, this says it all. That goal they scored at the end, plus the penalty, yeah, big goal difference, big expected goals stat for those 2 chances, and they were pretty much the only 2 chances they created. But the penalty was a penalty for sure. Really well taken. But the headed goal at the end, very, very poor defending. Very poor. I think Ben White could have stepped in. I think Lewis Skelly was out of position. Nkapie could have been stronger, but thankfully it hasn't mattered. But what frustrates me is that we really wanted that clean record. Only having 2 conceded in 8 games is very good, and it's just been doubled to 4. Luckily, I'm not going to cry over it. It doesn't matter too much. But this is how the table ends. I want to check that all the games are finished. All right, there we go. Oh my God, Real Madrid, what's happened there? Okay, so we, of course, finished with 8 wins from 8 games, 23 scored, 4 conceded. Very nice. Top scorers, best defence. Doesn't get much better than that. We scored more than Man City in the end, did we? Yep, they've only scored 15. I actually thought they had more than that. We scored more than Barcelona, more than Bayern. We scored more than Liverpool, despite them winning, I think, 6-0 tonight. Was it 6-0 against Karabag? Bayern in second place, so those are the top two. Brilliant. Liverpool, Tottenham, Barcelona, Chelsea, Sporting and Man City in the top 8. Fair play to Tottenham, by the way, and fair play to Thomas Frank. He should stay. Thomas Frank in. And then into the knockouts. The next round. Real Madrid miss out after losing to Benfica. That is shocking. Inter, PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund in 17th. Olympiacos, Club Brugge, Galatasaray, Monaco, Karabag, Bodo Glimt, Benfica. What a win that is for them. Takes them into the top 24, meaning they get to play more. Marseille knocked out, so we will not be seeing a certain... what shirt number is he wearing there? I think was it 11? Waneri? I think he's got the number 11. We're not going to see a certain number 11 for Marseille, unfortunately. I believe the rule was he could play in this year's Champions League again, but it had to be after the knockout stages, but Marseille have been knocked out. Some huge teams are out. PSV, gone. Athletic Bilbao, Napoli, Ajax, Frankfurt, Villarreal. Some really big clubs knocked out, which is quite shocking. And I do want to see some of the other results. Ajax lost 2-1, Sporting 1-3-2. Bodo Glimt, wow. What a win that is. Barcelona, Leverkusen. This is insane. I'm guessing they were just fuming and they had some dissent or whatever there. Honestly, it's not going very well, is it, at Real Madrid? Inter beat Dortmund. Marseille lost 3-0, wow. Tottenham won 2-0. Colomwani, Solanke. Liverpool 6-0. Man City 2-0. PSG and Newcastle drawing. Sad to see PSV go out, but tough game against Bayern. Chelsea with a big win away. Rossinia's doing all right, isn't he, so far? Okay, well, I'm sorry that it kind of turned into a little bit of a Odegaard hit piece, but I'm just so frustrated with him right now, and he is the club captain. It's just, I don't think it's fair on the rest of the team when a player that so clearly needs dropping just won't seemingly get dropped because he's the captain. It's like, oh, you can't drop him. If he starts against Leeds, I'm going to be really, really not happy about that. But we will see what Arteta does about it. He loves Martin. And don't get me wrong, look, I'm not saying I don't support Odegaard. What I'm saying is, in our current system, in that position that he plays in, it's not working. So you either change it up, get him playing in a more advanced, free role that doesn't require him to be so physical and winning duels because he can't. Then if they don't do that, then we shouldn't be using him. We can't utilise him in this current system because he can't even do it against Kairat. And I think that says it all.